One of sport's great proving grounds, a gateway to glory where heroes are made.
Absolutely first class.
30 tournaments spanning 19 countries. It's a 10-month campaign to determine the very brightest prospects in golf.
He hasn't. Oh my goodness. What a way to do it.
Along the way, a chance for the class of 2023 to expand horizons and sample life on tour.
Always nice to experience new cultures.
I love that noise.
Cheers, boy. Enjoy.
Finish the season in the top 20 on the Road to Mallorca rankings and secure a golden ticket to the DP World Tour. That's the dream shared by all who compete on the Challenge Tour. We're a little over 2/3 of the way through the season, and our contenders are surely starting to think about the finish line. This week, though, we're back where it's all began. Literally speaking, of course. Scotland, the birthplace of the game of golf, but also the host nation this week of our 21st event on the schedule. The Farm Foods Scottish Challenge, supported by the R&A. What's not to like?
Well, I just love Scotland. I think it's a lovely place. It's nice coming to Scotland where I don't have to fly and I can just get in the car. And I like the countryside, and it's a lot quieter, a lot less busy, and we're on a lovely golf course this week as well, so it feels a lot like home to me.
I came up here when I was a junior. It was one of the Newmarket courses, but I've actually never played the Scottish Challenge before. The couple of years I was on the Challenge Tour, 2020, 2021, when there was no event, so yeah, it's exciting to be back on home soil.
Another with reason to be cheerful is our most recent winner.
It's never a bad thing to win. It has definitely opened a few more doors for me now, which is great. My schedule's probably a little more relaxed and I can take a little more risks with my schedule. Sadly, I love golf, so I'm a bit addicted to it, so I'm trying to play as much as I can really, and just trying to climb up the rankings as much as I possibly can.
While Chesters is safely ensconced in the top 20, Howie has work to do sitting in 28th position. It's Jamie Rutherford, though, currently occupying that all-important 20th spot on the rankings. All that could change by the end of our time in Scotland, of course, especially on a layout like the Hawks Hill Championship course at Newmarket Golf Club. At well over 6,500 yards, the par 72 layout should provide a stern test for the field of 156 gathered in Aberdeen. And so to business, and to see how they fared during the first round, let's join our commentator, Josh Antman.
Straight back at it for last week's winner, Alex Fitzpatrick. Got into trouble at the 12th off the tee. Brilliant recovery from the bunker there with his third shot. What a performance it was at St Mellion for Fitzpatrick, claiming his first Challenge Tour title. This was for par at 12. A good save, and it'd be an opening round of 70 for Fitzpatrick. Craig Howie, plenty of home support for the man from Peebles on the Scottish borders. Started with 9 pars in a row on his front 9, birdie at 10, then here again at 13, a 68 to start the week for Craig. Playing alongside Craig Howie was Ashley Chesters, 12th on the Road to Mallorca. Found trouble off the tee at 13. This brilliant bunker shot helped to a birdie there, and a 69 on Thursday for Ashley. Jesper Svensson found greenside at 18. It was downwind on the opening day at Newmarket. Everyone got after this final hole. His joint best round of the afternoon, a 5 under 66 for the Swede. Saw him in a good spot after day one. Road to Mallorca, number 1, Casey Jarvis. Just 20 years old, the South African, won in Austria earlier this season. Was on a back 9 charge on the opening day. 6 under for his last 5 holes. A bit of magic at the greenside bunker on 18. Lovely touch from the South African. Tournament host looking on. As Jarvis will tidy up for birdie and an opening round 65 at Newmarket.
Wasn't really playing well in the beginning of the round, and I was on the back nine, and I kind of didn't start off the way I wanted to, and yeah, something changed in the middle of the round, and yeah, I finished off strong.
So tied at 6 under with Christopher Blomstrand, 18 holes in, a now familiar sight on the Challenge Tour. Casey Jarvis leading the way in Scotland, as well as on the Road to Mallorca rankings. But could he carry that form into day 2?
An excellent first day for the Road to Mallorca number 1 Casey Jarvis. Couldn't back that up on day 2 despite his piece of brilliance on the second hole. Just missed the green at the par 5. Be a birdie there, but a 72 on day 2 for Jarvis. Keenan Davidson, a 68 on day 1 for the South African, and he'd matched that on Friday as well. This was his approach into 4. Laser-like iron there. Just one top 10 on the year for Davidson. Came at the SDC Championship. Behold, this for birdie on 4. For a second consecutive 68 and just 3 back heading into the weekend. A regular on the DP World Tour, David Law. Lots of local support for the Scot. It was a brilliant 66 on Thursday and finished his second round in style with this shot at 18. He's sitting in a tie for 3rd heading into the weekend. Jordan Gumberg, second in Ireland a couple of weeks ago, impressed on day 2. This for Eagle at 16. Fantastic move from the American. That came off the back of a birdie at 15 as well. And he wasn't done there on Friday. Pro now for 6 years, the American. 51st in the Road to Mallorca ranking, so a bit of work to do. Found the fairway at 18. Just a flick in with his approach. It was part of a brilliant finish on Friday for Gumberg. 4 under for his last 4 holes. Crowd watching on as he held this for birdie and signed for a 64, which meant the lead on his own with 2 rounds to play.
Yes, at the halfway stage, it's American Jordan Gumberg in pole position and eyeing up a first Challenge Tour victory, leading by just a shot from Northern Ireland's Jonathan Caldwell, with 5 players a further shot adrift, including a couple of Scots for the locals to follow. So it's all to play for heading into the weekend. Of course, golf and Scotland go hand in hand. And for South African Brandon Stone, it's good to be back.
Over the years, I've developed an acquired taste for links golf. I've come to know the Scottish culture, and I've just become one of the biggest fans of the country as a whole. I love the people. I love the environment that you see when you land in Edinburgh. Everyone's cheerful. It's a beautiful city, and then you just commence on these small little country roads to these incredible golf courses. So I'm definitely at a more mature point in my life, and I can definitely say I can appreciate Scotland now more than I ever have. To have won on the land that started the game itself is obviously incredibly special. To have your name on the trophy along some very prestigious names as Scottish Open champions is obviously spectacular. I find myself trying to get a Scottish Challenge victory this year, and it'll mean as much, if not more, to get that win coming in this week.
And it's a chance for Stone to indulge in a guilty pleasure.
Anything that, or everything that I could ever imagine what a distillery would be, and just this really quaint building that you come across, and then the moment we walk through the doors into where the barrels are kept, you got that aroma of just heavenly scents. It's exactly what I thought it would be. It feels like every barrel was made with so much love, so much care, so much attention to detail. You can see the little notes that are hand-scribed on every barrel. There's an affection and there's a pride attached to every single barrel, every single bottle of whiskey that's produced here.
looking at the collection now, it's something that I'm very proud of. If you walk into my house, it's the first thing that you see. Every bottle, I know the story attached to it. So good. I have been in the visitor center. It is stunning. I've seen like 7 bottles I want to buy already, and I know that I don't have enough space in my luggage to get more than 1 or 2, so there's a very, very big internal debate about to happen at the end of this.
High time to put his expertise to the test.
Okay.
So Brandon, we know that you love your whiskies, so we're going to put your nose to the test.
Nose to the test, okay.
Or your taste to the test.
Okay.
We've got 3 different expressions for you here, so let's see what flavours you can pick out.
Okay. No pressure. Let me give it a little swirl. It's just good. Okay, is that the right answer? Is it a little bit peaty? Oh.
Nail on the head with that one, well done.
1 for 1. It smells more like your normal, maybe 12-year-old.
Absolutely, well done.
Yes, at least I got 1 mark
You are
correct.
a whiskey guru after all.
Whilst we're here at the distillery, the team brought it to my knowledge that they have a 30-year-old cask that I can pour to the bottle myself personally that was barreled in 1993, the year that I was born. So I'm about to bottle a 30-year-old whiskey by myself and take back to South Africa. So I'm buzzing, and I'm going to try and see how well I can get this done. That's so cool. Oh, the colors on that is a joke. And that is the limit that I've been advised to stop at. Okay. And there it is.
One of the few occasions, perhaps, a golfer's happy to walk away with a double. Up next, an Open champion doing his bit to grow the game in his homeland.
To have no chance to event in the home of golf, I didn't think was right.
And we'll find out who comes out on top in Scotland. See you after the break. Welcome back to stunning Scotland and to Newmarket Golf Club, where we're at the midway mark of the Farm Food Scottish Challenge, supported by the R&A. You might recall it was Jordan Gumberg leading by a shot from Jonathan Caldwell. But would he be able to hold on to that advantage on moving day? Among those watching was Josh Antman.
Playing in the last group with Jonathan Caldwell and Jordan Gumberg was Taylor Carter. Found the fairway at 3. Brilliant approach. Birdied the second before that as well. Had been playing on the Euro Pro all of last year, the Englishman. And early on day 3, this was to tie the lead at 9 under par, which he did. Would be a steady 1 under par round of 70 for Taylor. That final group was the leader overnight, Jordan Gumberg. Took a little while to get going for the American on Saturday. His first birdie came at the 7th. Lovely wedge, well controlled, pin high. That regained him the solo lead. Final member of the final group was Jonathan Caldwell on the Scandi Mix on the DP World Tour back in 2021. Needs some work for the rest of the season if he's going to make it back to the DP World Tour. 66, 68 and a third round of 71 would see Caldwell in a 6-way tie for third heading into Sunday. Craig Lee, 27 years a pro now, the man from Stirling. A good week for Craig. Missed this birdie putt on the last, but a tap-in would see him join Sam Bairstow, who had a 66 at the top of the leaderboard at 9 under par with 18 to play. Lead group only just finished the 14th hole at that point, but Gumberg would tie Lee and Bairstow at 9 under par. at 16 by holding that putt for birdie at the par 5. At the final hole, his drive went miles right, almost OB, had to take an unplayable, hacked his third shot out, fourth onto the green, and this was a brilliant bogey for the American, would see him one shot back of Bairstow and also Scotland's Craig Lee.
I was delighted. I knew obviously Saturday's moving day, so it would be nice to get a little bit closer to the leaders, and I've been playing really well the last 4 or 5 rounds of golf, and it's starting to come together, and you never know, sometimes it can topple the other way and go back the way, but it's still trending in the right direction, so delighted to post 5 under today.
Yes, alongside Sam Bairstow, it's Craig Lee flying the flag for Scotland at the top of the leaderboard with 18 holes left, much to the delight of a former Open champion who's been instrumental in this event's return to the schedule.
It's the home of golf, isn't it? I mean, it's where it started. It's very, very important for us to have a Challenge Tour event. To have no Challenge Tour event in the home of golf, I didn't think was right. I think you could see over the years how important this event has been for bringing through, young Scottish talent onto the Challenge Tour and then progressing from that onto the main tour. So this is our 2nd year, and it's gone well. We're enjoying it. Saturn Pro Tour came about when Europro cancelled their season, and we kind of stepped in, and we had a number of Scottish players who were playing on that tour that had nowhere to play.
It's great, yeah. They put on a great event every week. Golf courses are fantastic, so that always makes it a much better trip. Everyone that runs it, they're all really nice and they do a great job, so it's well worth playing, yeah.
We sat down and decided that we would, keep going, and we would have 12 events the next year, and then we've got 13 this year. And then we have a number of players from that tour that are getting a game this week, which again, a lot of them, it's their first chance to play at this level. And I'm sure they're all going to take massive positives from getting a game here.
Laurie has certainly paved the way. It's now up to the current crop of young Scots to follow in his footsteps. Back at Newmarket, home supporters were rooting for co-leader Craig Lee, tied at the top with England's Sam Bairstow. Let's rejoin Josh for the very best of the final round action.
64th on the road to Mallorca rankings is Stephen. Needs a good week. Could be 3 in a row for Brown. Leads by 1 from Robinson Thompson. This to extend the lead to 2 shots. And he does. Birdie, birdie, birdie. What a start for Stephen Brown. The 66 on Saturday has got Romain Wortel into contention. His last win came at the KLM Open in 2017. What a touch this is from the Frenchman. Should be a birdie there for Wortel at 2 to get to 9 under par. Joint leader overnight, Sam Bairstow, moving along nicely on this final day. 3rd in Ireland a few weeks ago, so in good form. Just a wedge here into 5. That's brilliant from Bairstow. Soon moving to 11 under par. Level par on the front 9 for Gumberg. He's had birdies at 10 and 13. And a birdie on 14. Jordan Gumberg looking for his first Challenge Tour win. Could it be this week in Scotland? Plenty out on this final day watching. Sam Bairstow, bogey-free so far in this final round. Iron play has been exemplary all week. Brilliant from the Englishman, like Fitzpatrick last week, looking for his maiden Challenge Tour win. What a few weeks for Brandon Robinson Thompson. Winner in Ireland on an invite a few weeks ago. And a fabulous 64 to finish his week in Scotland should see him break into the top 25 in the Road to Mallorca rankings. Romain Wortel for birdie at 14 to get to 13 under par. Walking it in, the Frenchman making a move in this final group alongside Craig Lee and Sam Bairstow. Sun's out, sunglasses on. Can Sam Bairstow respond to that birdie from Waddell with one of his own? He can. Superbly done from Bairstow. 14 under par and the lead on his own.
Yes, the drama building in Bonnie, Scotland. Bairstow with a one-shot lead over Waddell. And it was to get better. 2 holes later, he had the chance to double his advantage. With pars at 17, Bairstow held a 2-shot cushion heading down the last, where, with Waddell in close, with a birdie chance, it was all eyes on Sam Bairstow. The Englishman requiring a little bit of bravery, with one of those for the title.
This to shut the door on Romain Waddell, and a first title for Sam Bairstow. It's there. A fabulous 65 to finish the week for Sam Bairstow. Fitzpatrick last week, Sam Bairstow this week. A maiden title on the Challenge Tour.
In the end, David Law was the top-performing Scot. Robinson Thompson following up his recent win in Ireland with a tie for third here. But with a first Challenge Tour victory in just his 21st start, it was Sam Bairstow's week.
From Hallows Golf Club, Sam Bairstow.
I mean, I was just thinking about keeping my card, never mind top 20 and top 45 in Mallorca, so yeah, I think just keep doing what I'm doing and see where we end up at the end of the year, I think.
So with just 9 events of the season left to go, let's take a look at the Road to Mallorca rankings. And South Africa's Casey Jarvis remains the man to catch, leading the way from Hugo Cousseau of France and Matteo Manassero, who's still one of 3 Italians in our top 10. Further down, Jamie Rutherford edged a little higher in the standings. He's up to 17th place now. And unsurprisingly, Sam Bairstow was the biggest mover, climbing up 43 places to 18th. Ivan Cantero Gutierrez is now occupying that all-important 20th position. And so, after a 3-week stretch in the British Isles, we now set our sights on continental Europe once more. Up next, the Scandinavian swing. Finland first, followed by back-to-back weeks in Sweden as we head towards the business end of the season. So join us next time as the pursuit of promotion to the DP World Tour continues.